This episode of Off the Vine is brought to you by Booking.com. Since 2010, they have helped over 1 billion vacation rental guests find places to stay. That's billion with a B. Head on over to Booking.com and get started on your listing today. Get seen, get booked on Booking.com.
You're listening to Off the Vine with Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Hey, Vinos, real quick, if you are listening right now, which obviously you are or you wouldn't be hearing this, can you hit the subscribe or follow button on whatever platform you're on? Please. That one simple thing helps more than you even realize. It allows me to keep growing on this podcast and making these episodes the best they can possibly be, obviously for you. That's the only favor I'm going to ever ask, okay? It truly means the world to me. Thank you. Now let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and today I had a lovely conversation with Ashley Cooke. I feel like we're new friends. You can kind of get that vibe while we talk in this interview, and I feel like you sit at home and you feel like you're one of our friends, and that's what I love about this podcast. So we peel back a bunch of layers of Ashley's life. She has lived, 19 different lives. She moved through 19 homes before the age of 19, which is crazy. Obviously, that's going to shape who a person is. She's been through a lot of heartbreak and loss, and I just asked all the questions that you would want to know from her. So enjoy this conversation with Ashley Cooke. Okay, your story is crazy. I'm just like, when I was researching you, which I like to call stalking because I have to do some heavy duty stalking, but I was like, you moved through 19 homes before you were 18. I'm sure this is always a topic of conversation, right? But you have really built something real and raw from it. And I feel like that probably, as all of our lives do, shape who we are from how we were raised and where we grew up and all of that. But you've just, you started writing music and poetry at 11, which is adorable. And then viral hits and major label deals. And you're about to release this deeply personal project called Ace, which I'm very excited to talk about. So I want to peel back the curtain of all of this.
Let's do it.
And kind of dive into how you've walked life.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like something I could not do.
You could. You're strong.
No, but I have very terrible coping skills.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I've kind of had to go through therapy and develop them because of moving around so much. But people always ask if it's military. No, my dad wasn't in the military. My mom wasn't in the military.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
I know. You would think so.
Probably
like
more than
homes.
what the military has to move through.
Maybe,
yeah.
Honestly, which is funny because I've always bonded with people that have had parents that have served or whatever because of the same kind of lifestyle. But no, I got into music really young. It started off moving around because of my dad's job. He was a corporate guy working at GE for a while.
Oh,
so he moved around a lot for that.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was just a normal kid. Like I was born in Wisconsin, played sports, traveled. Just very kind of normal kid. And then my sister got into acting really young. Pageants, and then acting. Took us out to LA. My dad's job moved again. Me and my sister got in a duo together. Moved out to...
What kind of duo?
Like a country duo. Like a sister duo.
Cute.
Yeah. Most of it's like not online because I'm like, oh
crazy.
God. Yeah, but it was wild.
How old were you?
I moved to LA when I was 10, I want to say. And my sister and I started our duo at like 12 and 13.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Wow.
So really young. And I was like homeschooled on and off because
You'd
of it.
have to be, yeah.
Toured. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Really young.
How do you start doing a duo and like getting gigs at 13? Did you have a manager?
It was weird. I think we did. I don't know if about that young, but honestly, my sister got into acting, moved to LA. She was into it. I was just like the little sister that was like kind of tagging along for, auditions.
Were you like, ooh, I want to do this? Or were you like, I'm going to hype her up?
I was going to hype her up because I had no idea I could even sing or act or anything like that. And so I just did like a random performance class in like a strip mall one time just for the fun of it. And I found out that I had a pretty decent voice and started performing and had like a natural knack for it. So she was more into acting. I was more into music, but we were so young. So everybody was kind of like, hey, you should just be a duo because we're a year apart. So we're very similar in age. Let's just try a duo. So we did.
From going through that at such a young age to now, how have you built the team around you? Like, do you go with gut instincts? Like, do you go with, how have you done it?
For sure. Gut instincts.
Because they're all here, so
they all
say anything
mostly
awful.
are here and I love them so much. I think it's gut instinct, but also Rakaya Marshall, who's sitting behind me right now, she was like my first champion, like as an adult out of college, ready to pursue this. And she found me on social media and emailed me about a publishing deal. Totally nothing to do with like artist-wise world, but of course she was interested in that, but just wanted to know as a writer what I was all about. And we got dinner and hung out, met her and her husband, and just became great friends before entering into something together. And then she started her business kind of with me as the flagship artist. Cool. So yeah, I think it's just it's a gut feeling, and it's just trusting that kind of God's putting the right people in the right places at the right time.
Yeah.
You know? My mom and I always had this prayer growing up where it was like, God, whatever door you want to open it. And if it's not meant to happen, hold it tight, even if we're knocking on it.
Yeah.
Don't let it open. And I feel like
It's a great perspective.
yeah, I feel like having that, whatever you believe in, whether it's God or just you know, universe, right timing, manifestation, whatever it is, I think it's like if you
I believe in all of that.
yeah, I think if you keep manifesting and praying, whatever it is that you believe in, that the right things will come to you. They will. I truly believe that.
I do too. I was just at dinner with Carly Pierce like 3 nights ago.
I love Carly so
I love her
much.
so much.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. We were
Yeah.
talking about prayer and what that looks like to both of us. And we were talking about, actually my best friend Kat was there too. And we're all like at different phases in our faith and belief and what we believe and how we do it. And it was such a deep conversation that meant so much to me. But Carly was like, there's so many things in my life where I was like, why? And why is this happening? And she goes, but the older I get, you know, the benefit of hindsight and the more you realize that that's what's meant for you and God walked before us and he has a plan. And she's
Right.
like, and she always says when she prays, and this is somebody else that I know that does this, it's if this is your will for us.
Right.
Like, you want to pray for selfish things, of course, and be like, I want this
to happen.
But,
Yeah, I want this
but if
award. I want this.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
if it is your will for us.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too, as you get further in whatever industry you're in, if you keep that mentality of when you first start out, you want everything.
Yeah.
You want like, I want to go sell out stadiums and do
Yeah.
all these things. And of course that's still goals that you want to hit. But I think it's important to also know, to your point, what's the plan? Like what's the greater plan?
Yeah.
What would God want? I don't want to step in and just be like, this is everything I want to do. And it's not what he wants
Right.
because his plan's always the best, you know?
Well, always, yes. And you'll always get yourself on the right path if you're doing what you love, especially. But I was at a Dermot Kennedy concert at the Ryman
so good.
a week ago with my dad, and he was talking about that. He's like, you know, I have to like humble myself sometimes because he writes this song. It's called Let Me In, and it's about like how he knows that there's a room where he's happy, but he can't find his way to the door. But it's because he just keeps searching for like the happiness where he's like, wait, I'm doing what I would have always dreamt of. I'm here.
Right.
And now I'm still thinking of what's next. And I'm not being happy in this moment. And I'm like, that's so relatable. I feel like a lot of people, like no matter what job you're in, what phase you're in, what industry you're in, I feel like we all have this working goal of how to get somewhere. And then you get there and then you go, okay, what's next?
Yeah, and
it's
you're
like,
never satisfied with where you're at.
Yeah.
And I remember when my song Your Place went #1, I had a moment where I was like, I am so grateful and so thankful and all of the things, but at the same time, to your point, it kind of felt like this doesn't feel how I thought it would feel.
Yeah.
Like all the sacrifice, everything that I put into this, it doesn't feel like it's this like, like mountaintop. We're done.
It feels
Okay.
like adrenaline rush and a crash, and then thinking what you have
and
to
then
do
it's like,
more.
how do I follow up? What's next? Everybody's going to be wanting something. Like, it's like you start to think about that. And I think that's really important to find some type of way to be in the room for at least a minute. Like, like walk in the room, sit in the room, enjoy it, look at the wallpaper, and then go to the next door.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that we're just consistently chasing the next thing, which is also just the nature of entertainment.
So many people do it, and so many people have that grit in them too. Like, it's not a bad thing. There's good and bad to it. But I always think about that when I remember Hannah Brown telling me when she won the Mirror Ball, she thought like she worked so hard for that. She'd just come off Bachelorette where she was in like a very tough place and then went right into another show and she worked her ass off and she won. And she thought she'd be like, okay, I did it.
We're done.
Now I can relax. And she was like, I felt so empty. And I was like, then it happened to me. I was like, oh, I won't feel that way. If I win the Mirror Ball, I'm quitting. I'm hanging them up. I'm having a baby.
Somebody told you what they felt like, so you were trying to actively not feel that way.
Right.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah.
Like, I really do wonder if the people that we've looked up to our whole lives and seen, I mean, for me, it was like Carrie Underwood with like American Idol and Kelly Clarkson, like in those moments that I spent so much of my childhood idolizing and wanting to be like them, it makes you wonder if they also felt that way in those moments.
For sure. And they're like the top of the top and they still probably feel that way.
Right. And then it just kind of makes you, not to get like depressing with it, but it's like, so what will make you feel that way? What will make you feel fulfilled? You know, and that's
dogs.
That's a whole dogs, Pinot Noir, Pilates. Those are the three. No, I'm just kidding. But
and a good candle.
And a good candle, a big ass candle.
Candle. No, but it's so funny how the older I get, the more I realize what does fulfill me is the little things.
Yes, 100%. That's the thing, is like, it's so weird. And honestly, I don't know if you felt this way too, but talking to my therapist about this, her name's Frances, she's the best. Whenever we talk about this, she's like, hey, I think, so you don't get like depressed about hitting goals, because you don't want that either. You don't want to go throughout your life and feel like the biggest things that everybody's like, congratulations, you don't feel much from. You don't want that to be the case. She was like, I wonder if instead of it's like these bucket list, hit the goals, mountaintop thing, rearrange your thought process to where you make goals and you hit the goals and you celebrate for a minute and then you go to the next goal. And life is just hitting the next goals, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be this like, I can die happy now moment.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like, I have to do this, I have to accomplish this. It can be like, oh, this is what I would be excited to do this.
Yeah, like maybe make the goals a little more short term.
Right.
Like in the next 6 months, I would love to sell out the Ryman.
Right.
You know, like, and if you do that, you're like, let's go. That's so amazing. Celebrate for a week. Hang out with your team.
Yeah.
Feel the moment.
Yeah.
And then, okay, what's next? What do we want to do next? And it's not as much of like an anxiety-stricken thing.
I saw somebody on Instagram, I can't remember who it is now. She popped a bottle of champagne for a big failure.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And she said, this is going to reroute and teach, and it's going to be a life lesson. I'm going to celebrate it. And it was like a big, like something that like she worked really hard for and it didn't pan out.
We should start doing that.
I know. I thought it was
looking at my team like, let's do it. Rakai's like, no.
I feel like anything that, like, I'm all about things being energy. And I feel like when you celebrate that, it's like the right thing is going to come to you from it. We already know that anyways. We already know that if you quote unquote fail or something misses you, we already know that it's only leading you into something else that was meant for you.
100%.
So why are we not celebrating
the things that don't work out?
Yeah.
It reminds me, I forget which award show it was, but I'll never forget Blake Shelton. He was accepting an award. I want to say it was like Entertainer of the Year, or maybe just his first big award, like CMAs or ACMs or something. But his speech, he got up from his seat and he was walking to the stage and he took each step like dramatically slow. And when he got to the mic, he was like, if you only knew the highs and the lows that it took to get here, I want to savor this moment because every single step matters. Cool. And if you don't have the bad shit, you don't know what that feels like. You don't know what that feels like to walk those steps slowly to get to that mic. You're just like, oh my gosh, yay, woo, 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 go back to the backstage and next thing.
Right.
So I think to your point, the failures make those moments 10 times bigger because you know what it feels like to not have those moments.
Exactly.
So celebrate them. Pop the champagne.
Yeah, pop the champagne when you fail, guys.
It's funny because I was praying a lot the last couple of years because a lot of really hard stuff happened the last couple of years on top of all the wonderful things that went down and things that I accomplished. But I was praying about it and I was like, God, make it make sense. I don't understand why this all had to happen. Like I've worked my whole life to get a #1 song, to win a big award, to do all these things. And why, right when all these exciting things happen, does my dad get cancer for the 5th time? My mom have a heart attack. I have a heart condition. My sister goes through thyroid stuff. My boyfriend and I have 2 years breakup. Like all of this.
It's not even like they say bad things happen in 3. You're like, why is it 10?
It was literally like 5 major events in one thing. So when I was praying about it, top of this year, I was like, God, make it make sense. Like I just don't understand why all of this is happening. And then I wrote the music that I've never been more proud of in my life. It's real, it's raw, it's organic. And I look back and I go, man, if I didn't have all of that stuff happen, I don't know what I would have written about for my next project. I really don't, because I was excited, but my life was on planes, in a bus, with my band. And there's obviously always something to write about, but I really feel like going through what I experienced with my family, with breakup world, with everything and all the mountaintops and the valleys and stuff, it inspired this project Ace that I'm putting out.
Yes.
And without all of that, that wouldn't exist.
Right.
So God was like, here you go. This is why. I want you to create art with what I've given you.
I am going to tell you the easiest way to make someone's day. The answer is cupcakes. Not just any cupcakes, tiny bite-sized cupcakes that are cute, they're delicious, and basically guaranteed to make people smile. That's why my not-so-guilty pleasure is Baked by Melissa. With flavors for literally everyone and gorgeous gift boxes for any occasion, it's my go-to for sending love, celebrating milestones, or even just bringing as my side dish for the holidays. Why not? I've sent these to friends. I actually send them to friends all the time. I've treated myself, and honestly, every single cupcake is handmade, perfectly portioned, and just so good. You know the ratio of like icing to cupcake? They nail it. They have gluten-free, they have vegan, even nut-free options, which I've sent to my girlfriend whose son has a nut allergy. So there's really something for everyone on your list. And with their 3 unique holiday gift boxes, it is super easy to just send a little happiness to friends across the country that you might not see over the holidays. Now, I just ordered the holiday cheer cupcakes, limited edition flavors inspired by nostalgic desserts like, my mouth just watered, sugar cookies, hot cocoa, and chocolate candy. Perfect for a cookie swap or any holiday party that I'm going to unattended. Plus, Baked by Melissa ships super fast. It arrives in 1 to 2 days, and you can pick the delivery date so that your cupcakes arrive perfectly fresh. Right now, they're offering 20% off for our listeners at bakedbymelissa.com/vine. That's bakedbymelissa.com/vine for 20% off your order. bakedbymelissa.com/vine. I can't say sweater weather without doing the SNL like sweater weather. Anyways, sweater weather. Cozy nights and all the fall vibes are officially here, which means it's time to slide into some Bombas. You know Bombas, the most comfortable socks, slippers, tees, and underwear out there. I'm always living in their merino wool socks, and honestly, my feet have never been happier. I actually wear them around the house all the time too because I have hardwood floors, and I just feel like they feel like little warm hugs on my tootsies. Warm when it's chilly, cool when it's not. It's basically magic, and it's not just socks. Their slippers are next level cozy. I also love the Sherpa line Sunday slippers. Oh my gosh. Now those I wear around the house all the time. Everything is made with premium materials like Supima cotton, rag wool, and even their waterproof Friday slides. Comfort meets quality, and I'm here for it. And the best part is Bombas has a mission that I love. For every item that you buy, they donate one to someone experiencing homelessness. So over 150 million items have been donated so far, and with their happiness guarantee, if you're not totally in love, they make it right. So if you want to cozy up this season, head to bombas.com/vine and use code VINE for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/vine, code VINE at checkout.
You had big shows, a duet with Brett Young.
Yeah.
I feel like the machine of the industry kind of turned on. So tell me about that moment. How did Brett find you?
I think I had done Never Till Now, that
Yes.
song. I had written that song with my friend Matt Roy, and we had put a version out, I think, that was without Brett Young on it. But then Jimmy Robbins, who produced my whole first record, most of my first music of any kind, Jimmy was a big part of that. And he was good friends with Brett Young. And so I think we were talking about maybe doing a duet of some kind. It's a love song. If you've heard the song, it's like a wedding song.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's a good artist that is great with love songs and wants to believe in a new artist? And Jimmy reached out to Brett, and Brett was like, I love this song. I was like, he knows my song. Like, I had no idea he even knew I existed.
Yeah.
Did the song together. It was on The Bachelorette, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what season was that?
Rachel and
Brian?
It was like the two.
Oh, the Rachel and Gabby.
Rachel and Gabby.
Was
yeah.
it that recent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you
That
perform?
feels like forever ago, but yeah. Yeah.
This
I
is all
performed.
just clicking to me right now.
Yeah.
Because I watched that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, crazy.
Yeah, it was me and Brett. Oh my gosh, wait, did you see that episode though?
Yeah.
Okay, when it was supposed to be a date and then she sent the guy home.
Yeah.
And then we performed to her just like crying by herself.
Yes.
I was looking at Brett before that and I was like, so what now? And he was like, we get up there, we sing the song,
Yep.
we go home. I
Yep.
was like, all right, here we go. So he was a good person to do that with too, because he had been on the show before.
Yes.
So he was like, the same old song and dance, we got this down. I was a little less nervous because he knew what he was doing.
I love that they always have country music artists and like up and coming. I think that's so cool.
I think it is too. It gives us like a platform that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who have you learned from in the music industry that you're like, thank
The
you?
most. I mean, I've been on tour with a lot of incredible artists. Like Luke Bryan was one that I was bucket list wanting to go on tour
Yeah,
with.
that's
I mean,
insane.
he's been not only a big inspiration in like the music space, but also like with American Idol. And like
Yeah.
he's done a lot of other stuff that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like his Crash My Playa, like down in Mexico. There's like cool, he's just like branched into different worlds that I think is really interesting to look at.
He is. He's like a music entrepreneur,
Yeah.
businessman.
Which I think is so cool. Like I love that. And
Yeah.
I will say somebody recently that I've really been bonding with and loving is Kelsey Ballerini. I
she's
just
a
love
doll.
her. I think she's, it's so crazy because a couple days ago, she texted me asking for me to send her my EP, Ace,
Yeah,
that's coming out.
yeah.
And she live tweeted for me, like just to me on our text or
Yeah.
whatever. She went through every single song and was texting me about the line that she was obsessed with and what she, like, I have goosebumps,
Angel.
I'm crying here, I'm so excited. Like, it was just really cool because she, she doesn't have to do that. She's Kelsey
No,
Ballerini.
yeah.
She's killing it and she's such a superstar. And
But
we've
that
been
is also
friends-
Kelsey Ballerini.
Correct.
Yeah.
We've been friends for a minute now, but like that was just a different respect that I got for her. And I always have loved and respected her, but I was like, man, for you to go out of your way to take time to listen to my whole project, like top to bottom, and text me about it and care about it, it was just really cool.
That makes me so happy when I hear stories like that because I've known her for quite some time now too, and I have always got that vibe from her. But
Yeah.
it's in a world of like, the women supporting women thing. It's such a fraud sometimes.
Such a fraud sometimes. Yeah.
And when they actually are like that and they know
Yeah.
that somebody believed in them and that's how they got to where they are and they want to believe in you and they like know that there's room for everybody, I feel like that's why she's become so successful. I feel like she deserves it because of
100%.
how that's who she is.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I think,
love that.
And I don't think that, girls are out for the bad when they're saying, I don't think that, that the fraud thing is intentional necessarily. I think it's just sometimes people are like, yeah, I love this person, and then they don't.
Right.
But, I mean, I think
there's different levels of it. There are people like that are pretty terrible. Then there are people who say they're going to do something and they don't. And then there's people who, why am I going that way? It should be this way.
It's okay.
But like, then there are people who actually.
Actions speak louder.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Kelsey, Carly too. Like they've both been such wonderful friends to me, aside from everything else.
Yeah.
And I think that not even just on a carpet being like, oh my gosh, have you heard this person? She looks beautiful tonight. Like they genuinely make an effort.
Yeah.
And to kind of like help the next in line. And that speaks louder than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the coolest thing.
I agree. And you see through the phonies, and I feel like you really feel it in here when people are genuine.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do. And I think that's on me to then pass that along too. It's
Totally.
like, and that's, I think, the hard thing for a lot of females in the generation kind of like above me. They grew up with women cutting each other down.
Totally.
Like that's all they knew. I mean, the tomatoes comment about radio and how females don't belong on the radio, that was all like in their time era. And so obviously they're going to grow up when they're being taught that, when they're coming in the industry and other women are hating on them, like they're going to think the same things. And so it's really cool, and it makes me respect people like Carly and Kelsey 10 times more because that was their example and they chose not to. There's still some people that are just assholes, and it is what it is. You know, like you
there
can't
always
help it.
will be.
Yeah, and that's just part of it. But all we can do is try to be kind back. And that sounds so cheesy and cliche, but it's true. Like, why waste your time?
Oh, I waste
hating
my
somebody?
time. I waste my time being
but-
petty as hell sometimes.
For sure. But I think that's just natural.
That also feels good for me.
But then I feel like after I am petty, or if I'm frustrated or pissed off or whatever it is, like I get in my bed at night and I'm like, why do I just need to, they're clearly miserable with their life.
Right.
Why do I need to give them any attention?
Well, that just shows you do therapy.
I do therapy. We love Francis.
I be
We
doing
love
therapy.
Francis.
Me too.
I do be doing it.
Me too. It's so funny. I was having a conversation with my mom and my sister, and I'm like saying, and I'm helping them, and I was like, "Hey guys, you can really tell who does therapy in the family here. Let's go, step it up."
My boyfriend, new boyfriend, he's always been like, you use therapy speak a lot, and he's like, it's just funny because I'm like, I'm not trying to be like, my boundaries are crossed. I don't want to be like annoying with it, but also like when you are in therapy and you talk about all these things and you're spoken to in a way that receives your brain in a positive way, it's like you want to give them that experience back.
Exactly.
But he's never been to therapy, and so he's kind of like,
Girl,
what are we doing? Yeah.
What are you doing? Get him in there.
I can't force him. I think he will eventually.
No,
We'll
that's
see.
the thing. I mean, that's basically what you're saying is you can't force someone, but you want to be, this light that inspires
Yeah.
somebody else to want to be that way. I do that too. I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm being superior when I talk therapy talk or like
Right.
say these things. It's just like, it actually helps me. And
Right.
I think, somebody told, my girlfriend Vienna told me, the only people who are upset when you set a boundary are the people who benefited from them in the first place.
Ooh, that's cool.
So it's like they are mad because they don't get to cross your boundary anymore. And
For sure.
now they have to take a look at themselves.
Yeah, it's
And
just
that
it's
frustrates
funny.
people.
It's funny though when you're dating somebody that's never been to therapy, because like even last night we got in like a little tiff about something, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm voicing this, and
Yeah.
he was like, you're using therapy speak, and I was like, no, I'm not.
You're like, I'm using what I've learned in
I'm
therapy,
just
which is very
telling you how I
helpful.
feel. Yeah, but then it was just it's funny. I think he's learning little by little, but
That's
it's the
how long
nature
have
of
you
it.
been with him?
A couple months. Like,
Oh, cute.
We've been friends for like 5 years.
Wow.
So we've been friends for a long time, but we started dating a couple months ago.
Is this
and
like out in the open, or are you keeping it private?
it's? I mean, I've kind of shared that I'm seeing someone,
Yeah.
but I haven't like shared who. I think if people care at all, they can find out. But
okay.
Is
he in the music industry?
he is, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the bomb. We
That's
we do
fun.
very similar things. So
Oh, that's awesome.
it's very fun to get to, I don't know, like work alongside him and
Yeah.
bond over it. And I've dated guys in and out of the industry.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but also we've been friends for 5 years. And I feel like he's just kind of seen the ins and the outs of my life and the guys that I've been with, and I've
Yeah.
seen the girls that he's been with. And we've
Yeah.
just kind of like been friends throughout the whole thing. And we always kind of were like, you're cute.
Yeah.
But it just, respectfully never went anywhere. But then this year we were like,
You're still
we're
cute.
both single. We might as well just give us a shot. And
fun.
We're really happy together.
How
Yeah.
old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, that's such a good age too.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old's he?
He just turned 30.
Bless.
Yeah. So
His frontal lobe is developed.
yeah, we're like right about the same age, and so it's very fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm rooting for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I am too. He's wonderful.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, thank
What's
you.
his name? Just kidding.
I'm like, his initials are, and I'm just kidding.
I like just try and like when you try and find out No, it was a Friends episode. Do you watch Friends?
Oh my God, I love Friends.
Okay. You know when Phoebe is so mad at Ross?
Yeah.
And they do
so?
like questions back and forth and then they realize like, oh, she was just mad at him in a dream.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I don't think I've seen that episode. I need to watch it.
Yeah, the rapid fire questions to see what actually is. So I was just trying to do that. I was like, and what's his name?
And what's his name? And what's it?
Just trying to sneak that
It's
in
so
there.
funny though, because I was on like a live stream a couple of days ago and I mentioned that I was seeing somebody, and it's crazy to me how much people care.
Yeah. Oh.
Like they really care. And I
Yeah.
think for a long time, like with my boyfriend that I dated, that a lot of Ace is about and that we broke up and stuff, I didn't share anything about him ever.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of it was because I was like, I want people to care about my music, not about who I'm dating.
Yeah.
Now I just don't really care.
Yeah.
It's not really about anything now. I'm just like, whatever, here's who I'm saying and it is what it is. But that for a long time I was like, why do people care so much? Like
I don't know what it is, but people really care about people's love life. Like,
Yeah,
look at
they really
how,
do.
look at like this, when celebrities break up and why are we still shocked?
Yeah,
And people are
it's
like, I don't believe in love anymore. And I'm like, whoa.
You don't even know them. What if they hated each other?
It's a lot of pressure though.
It is.
To
And, like,
be in a public eye with relationships.
yeah, like my sister is newly dating a comedian named Danae Hayes. I don't know if you know Danae. She's the best.
That's your sister?
That's my sister. That's Jen. Yeah, they're dating and they're so happy.
I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah, me too. They're so
Wait,
cute.
cool. I
Yeah.
love Danae. She's been on my podcast. She's one of my favorite people.
No way.
Yes.
She's hilarious.
She's
Try
so
having
funny.
family dinners with her. I pee myself every time. She's just the best.
She's
amazing.
she prank called my sister on a podcast, and I've never laughed harder. I had to leave the room because was laughing so hard.
No, her comedic timing is perfection.
Impeccable.
But what I'm saying is when they first started dating, it was like Jen was like, "Whoa, this is a lot," because she would get her comments like everything people were hating and
people
loving
really
and
care about her too. Yeah,
because I mean Danae's old relationship was very public too,
Yeah.
and so it's just the nature of it,
Yeah.
and it's so weird. I'm like, why do people care so much? And I love it for them because like they're one of those couples who they're like the exact same online as they are just hanging out with
Yeah.
them, and they're real and kind and soulful and like just wonderful together and as wonderful as people. So to me, I'm not worried about them, but there are some couples that I'm like, oh, you're together because people care about this online, not because you just love each other. It's funny because my last relationship, I was the one that was saying, let's not post together. I just want to keep this between me and you and have it be kind of private. But this relationship, he's the one that's like, I don't want that footprint forever. I don't want to be known as Ashley Cooke's boyfriend online forever. I'm with Ashley and I love her and I want to be with you and I'm here. But he's like, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah,
you
it's
did.
a lot.
You know, and so I respect that. And so it's like trying to balance where I want to let people that listen to my music and care about me as a person and want to know these things, I want to let them in and be organic and genuine. But also, if somebody that I love is asking me not to post them, I'm like, I'm not going to do that just
You're not
for
gonna
my
step
benefit.
on their boundaries.
Yeah, I'm not. That's his boundary. We don't cross it.
We don't cross it. That's
He's
amazing.
an avoidant attachment. No, I'm kidding.
He's
break
also
into
a
it.
3 on the
He's an
Enneagram
ENFP.
scale,
I'm
and
kidding.
his birth chart has a lot of Cancer in it.
He's a
and
Scorpio.
He's a Gemini.
I'm kidding. Our moons don't align right now, so we're fighting.
And I'm on my period. Well, I do want to talk about your new project, Ace, which is probably, when did you write? Like, it was probably while you were going through certain things, but now it's,
sure.
I always wonder how that is, because I'm sure because your partner's in the industry, he can understand.
Yeah.
But I always think about that, like with Taylor Swift singing about like, and Travis Kelce's like
Exes.
wearing her bracelets in the crowd and she's like singing about how obsessed she
Joe
was with
Alwyn,
somebody
yeah.
else. And I'm like, it's so crazy. But so when does it drop? November 14th?
November 14th, yes.
Okay, and it's a 9-track body of work, 5 brand new songs, including there's a fan favorite already.
Baby Blues.
Yeah.
It is a fan favorite. I've done this live moment during my shows where I pick somebody from the crowd usually with blue eyes. Sometimes we get some brown eyed people and I'm like, whatever, you're so cute.
Yeah.
But I'll serenade somebody in the crowd and it's become this social media moment where people are kind of really behind it. Like a lot of videos have taken off and people love that moment. So it's already a fan favorite. People are asking for it and that comes out on November 14th, but all 9 tracks do. And it's a story from top to bottom, like chronologically, a lot about my ex that I talked about, that we were together for 2 years, and kind of about one of those relationships where nothing's necessarily wrong. It just isn't feeling right. And it's, if you relate to that at all, you'll get it. It's basically just kind of like the push and pull of figuring out if you're meant to be together. And it's a lot of deep honesty. Like the last track on it's called My Worst Fear. And it's literally written from a place of if my worst fear were to come true, which is achieving all of this and then being alone. And that's my worst fear. And so there's a lot on the project, but really overall, it's kind of about the highs and the lows and how to navigate all of those. And I went through a lot of those.
Yeah.
So it feels like my journal on 9 tracks. But I think also if you've not been through exactly what I've been through and you've just experienced the peaks and the valleys, I think you'll relate to it too.
you were just saying, like, you kind of describe it as like it's brutally honest. You're this. What do you call it? An album?
You know, it's a little confusing.
I get confused on all of this.
Here's what happened. So I went into the studio with, do you know Dan Huff? He's like legendary producer.
Yes.
He's done Rascal Flatts to Keith Urban to Michael Jackson. Like he's done so many people. We went in the studio like top of this year time frame to start recording for my second record, my sophomore record. And we recorded a lot of songs, like 20 something songs all together. And I was sitting down thinking about, you know, what does all this mean? What does all this mean? What is it, you know, what is it saying? And I realized that 9 of these songs, the ones that are on Ace, told a specific story about all the shit that I went through the last 2.5 years that I mentioned earlier in the podcast with, you know, health issues and breakups and whatever. And it was a really hard time in my life. And it was like all of the great things were happening and then all the bad things were happening at the same time. And it was just a weird thing. And so I was like, man, I know we're gearing up for second record, which is also coming soon. But I was like, I really just feel like I need to put a smaller body of work out that's a story, a concept record, a very specific thing top to bottom before I enter into kind of the more broad stroke second record, sophomore, you know, just different vibes.
Yeah.
So Ace is kind of like a bridge to sophomore record, but also kind of stands on its own to tie a bow on the crazy shit that I went through the last couple of years. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
So it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned that way. It kind of just happened, which is why I'm like, it's kind of an album. It's 9 songs, could be an album, but really it's just a collection of songs
storytelling
that tells a story.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You did. I mean, do you talk to your ex? Like, is he scared?
I saw him a couple days ago, but
Oh God.
not like intentionally. He's in the industry too. We just kind of ran into each other, but he knows. He's heard all the songs. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Whatever.
Okay.
We're like we're fine.
Oh,
We're good.
okay.
I'll always love him. He'll always love me. It's just, you know.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was a mature. That's what I'm saying is that you'll hear with Ace too. It wasn't like a Your Place when I wrote Your Place.
Yeah.
A lot of the ex before my now ex. Wow, I've dated a lot of people.
Hi.
But he cheated on me, and so that was like a very screw you kind of breakup. And so a lot of that era of music from Shot in the Dark and whatnot was kind of like I hate you music.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. Strongly dislike. But the one that I wrote most of Ace about, he's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
Okay, so we've all been there. You've got that one last person on your gift giving list, and bam, all of a sudden it's crunch time. You want it to feel thoughtful. You want it to feel like it was made for them. The time, my friend, is not on your side. And that's why I absolutely love what Macy's is doing this season. They have curated gifts by persona, so it's an easy way to find something for everyone. The kitchen lover, the baker, the cooker that will absolutely swoon over a KitchenAid mixer, the comfort lover who will absolutely live in UGG hoodies and slippers, the stylish friend who maybe deserves some Sam Edelman flats, maybe a Coach suede carryall, and of course the beauty obsessed friend who has the wrapped gift sets ready to go. And here's a little hack for you. Order by December 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern time for guaranteed delivery by Christmas. I would say it's basically like gift giving magic without the stress. Plus right now, the Macy's Great Gift Sale is going on with 30 to 60% off curated gifts that you know they'll love. And the best part is, when you shop, you can round up for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. 100% of the funds go to mentoring programs that give these kids amazing one-on-one support. So if you're still checking off your list, hop online or pop into Macy's, grab those last-minute gifts, and feel really, really good about it. Thoughtful gifts, amazing deals, and supporting a great cause. You literally cannot go wrong at Macy's.com. Right, Pino?
Okay, you know what I've noticed? It's as soon as the weather changes, like fall hits, the air gets cooler and drier, and suddenly my summer routine just really doesn't cut it anymore. And that's why I'm loving Dime Beauty right now, because they've got everything: skincare, beauty, body care, and even those viral fragrances. So good, all clean, effective, and made without any of the harsh stuff that I try my best to avoid. But if you've been thinking about trying Dime, this is your sign. All month long, new customers get 30% off. So here's what I've been loving is their hyaluronic acid serum. It's kind of like giving your skin a big gulp of water, a little hydration, and the TBT cream, which is Dime's clean retinol alternative. It's so good for keeping your skin soft and moisturized during the cooler months. Plus, if you're looking for a new signature scent, the 7 Summers fragrance went absolutely bonkers viral on TikTok, and I get it. It's warm, it's creamy. I've gotten nonstop compliments on it. And the best part is every Dime product is vegan, cruelty-free, and completely transparent. So no hidden toxins, no weird ingredients. ingredients, just skincare that actually works. So visit dimebeauty.com and enjoy 30% off your first order with code CYBERMONTH. Just don't wait because this offer ends December 16th. Again, that's dimebeauty.com, code CYBERMONTH for new customers. And you can also find Dime on Amazon and at Ulta. So happy shopping.
Okay, why Ace? Also, was that your dad's nickname for you?
It was, yeah. One of many. My dads make nicknames for everything.
Yeah, my dad always called me Bugs and Bugsy Malone.
I love that. Yeah. That's cute. Mine it was Roo, like rooster. No idea why. I have literally no idea. Or like kangaroo. It was Roo or it was Ace. Or obviously Ash, but that's like so everybody's name for me. So yeah, he was always like, way to go, Ace. Like it was just like his joke. And also like AC, obviously Ashley Cooke, and then with an E on the end. It kind of feels like a nickname or like a shortened version of my name.
I want to call you Ace.
Anyways, go ahead. I feel like a lot of people do, especially now that I've kind of named it my next project.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that. So, was there a song on Ace that like you were scared to release because of the subject matter?
Ooh.
If it's so, because when you write brutally honest songs, it might be a little scary too.
100%, yeah. I would say the obvious one is My Worst Fear.
Yeah.
Just because it's quite literally like if I was the loneliest person and achieved all this and whatever. But I think the one that makes me feel the most is Talk About.
Yeah.
Because it truly is that moment when you've hit your limit of like, we've had the same conversation. We have tried to fix it. I feel like we are a broken record in talking about this, and we both want it to work
like
so
Groundhog's
badly.
Day.
Yeah, that's a cool song idea too.
Is that how your brain works? We'll like have a conversation and
All the
then
time.
my light just flickered when you said that, and that's my sign for things happening for a reason.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's creepy.
Now we have 2 songs we're writing. Go on.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think that one, that's the one that whenever I hear, I feel the most, like just listening to it. Because I remember that song even, I started thinking about what that song was going to be and writing it when I got off a phone call with my ex, and I was on the road somewhere in a hotel, like a Hilton or something, and we were on the phone and I was saying the same thing. And I was like, I feel like I've said this to you 6 times now. And he's like, I know, but I don't know what else to do about it. And this is just where we're at. And so I was like, there's nothing left for us to talk about.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think that's the most real one.
Yeah.
But I think also I used to care a lot more about every little thing that I said and be like very aware and scared to upset somebody if I said something. And now I just don't really give as much of a shit. So I think I'm not really
getting
afraid.
closer to 30.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, and therapy.
Yeah. And therapy.
And just everything that you've done. And also, you're a writer. I feel like writing is such a powerful form of therapy in itself.
It is.
Even if people don't write music, just writing. Mm-hmm. So to be constantly writing about your life, you're feeling what you're going through.
Yeah.
It must be like so crazy to get that out on paper and then sing it. It's like releasing trauma from your body.
It is. And it's funny you say writing too, because I journal a lot. And for Ace, I wanted to do something different. So we put this like booklet together of all my like legitimate journal entries.
Whoa.
Like it's a book of my journal, literally. And we're gonna give it to some people for the album release.
Cool.
So it's gonna be like a chill
that's so
thing, but
personal.
It's kind of terrifying. We did a content shoot a couple days ago where they printed off the journal entries and put them on the wall, and I sang in front of them, and I was like, I feel so naked right now.
Yeah.
Because there's just like a bunch of journal entries on a wall of it being like, I feel so far away from myself and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like this is crazy. But like life's short, be honest, you know?
I could not agree more. I want to journal more because just for the sole purpose that it is helpful, but I want to look back on 10 years and be like, oh, look where I was at and look where I'm at now. Because I do have a few journal entries. And when I do look back on them, I'm like, holy shit, I've done it. I'm who I wanted to be. I've like survived things I didn't think I would survive.
100%.
It's so validating to look back on.
Yeah, and it helps you, like we were talking about with the door, it helps you realize that you've entered into a door. You know?
That you're supposed to be in.
Every year, January, I write down a list of things that I want to have happen for this upcoming year, and I script about it as if it's already happened. So I'll say,
same.
Here are my goals, and then I'll be like, it's January 1st, 2026, and this happened, and try to kind of like manifest it happening. And I remember the first year that I did it, I looked back at my journal, and to a T, every single bullet point very specifically happened.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit works. It's so crazy.
I gotta show you my vision board on the way out. I have 3
see it.
checks written to myself for $1 million each of like different reasons why.
But I love that.
Yeah,
That's so
I
fun.
do that stuff all the time.
We should do like New Year's party where we just have a bunch of girls over and like manifest and script and stuff. Let's do it.
Say less.
Let's do it.
That's like,
I'll bring the champagne.
right up my
We can pop champagne to our failures. Let's do it.
I love that idea.
I do too. It's cool.
That is a good idea. I do want to talk about just behind all your success, the real life, the loss, the struggle, the health issues, everything, which is part of what's on Ace, right?
Part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Just more of like, that's like such a human side of the story.
Yeah.
How do you say what you were diagnosed with?
Brugada syndrome.
Brugada syndrome.
Yeah.
So how did you figure this out and what does that look like?
Honestly, I wish I knew more about it, which is the funny thing because I feel like I've kind of told people about it now and I really don't know much about it. But I don't know if there really is much to know. As far as I know, basically it's something with my heart that I could kind of just out of nowhere have a heart episode and not be here.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. It's what I've been explaining because I found out about it because on my dad's side, 7 or 8 people, or no, maybe, I don't know, a lot of people on my dad's side passed away before the age of 37 of like random heart episodes.
Oh my gosh.
And for a while they didn't really know why. It was just like, that's so weird that this side of the family has this going on. But then as they dug into it further and we learned more about it, it's this thing called Brugada syndrome. And so there really isn't much to do. I could put a pacemaker in my heart, but I have some family on that side of the family that are like, we regret doing that because now we have to really young, like live with a pacemaker and like going through airport security. And there's just a lot of like pain in the butt stuff with it.
Yeah.
Which obviously, it's like if it saves your life, then you want to have it. But yeah, it's something that I kind of just live with and there's nothing to do about it.
You can't take medicine or anything?
No.
There's nothing to live with it?
There's nothing to like do to fix it or to not. It's just like, that's I think why too. For a while I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it like in front of people or say anything about it because
of my reaction. Like, I'm like, are you okay?
No, I don't mind at all. I mean, it's scary. It's a crazy thing.
It is scary.
But I think it's more so, I've like, for example, I've had a lot of cancer in my life, like not personally, but my best friend at 18 passed away from it. My dad has had it 5 times. My grandma, and there's money you can raise for it. There's treatments that we're trying to rally for. There's all of that. With Brugada, it's just, you kind of just have it and you live with it. And if it takes you, it takes you. And so it's just, there's nothing really to do about it.
So does that change the way you live your life?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all. Like truly. And that's, I think also part of why I'm like, whatever, I don't really, we don't have to talk about it or whatever, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, just like you could, hopefully not, but like you could get in a car wreck tomorrow and not be here. Like things, it's just like freak accidents that happen. And that's kind of what I've been described that this is that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Wow.
I could live till I'm 100 and something could take me tomorrow. And that's kind of life anyways.
I feel like Pino knows I was getting all antsy because he just got diagnosed with a heart condition.
Oh no, what does he have?
It's kind of similar, like irregular heart rhythms
and skips and stuff. Yeah,
it skips, and also the vessel that's pumping blood to his heart doesn't pump regularly. Oh, but he can go on medicine. I immediately booked a dog medium appointment.
Wait, they have that?
Oh,
dog medium, like spiritual?
Yes, and I'm telling you, I know I sound crazy.
No, I don't. I love this stuff.
Okay, so this woman, I told her my name was Kelly, and so Kelly, my assistant, sent her. That's when you sent the money to her. I was like, can you send a Venmo to this person because I wanted it to come from a Kelly. She didn't know Pino's name, and it was over the phone, not FaceTime. So she didn't know. She couldn't Google me. She didn't know it was Pino, and she immediately said, has something like heartbreak happened or something in the last week? She's like, he's feeling something in his tummy and his heart. And I was like,
what?
Yeah. And I was like,
over the phone, this woman knew your dog had a heart issue.
Yes.
Give me her number.
I will.
But does she do people too?
She just has a gift. I think she really taps into animal stuff. The reason that I found out about his heart issue is because his upper right back molar is cracked. And so I wanted to get x-rays and then probably get it extracted because that can cause disease.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we'll have to give him an EKG to make sure he can go under. And then that's how we found out he had heart disease because of that EKG. So we found it really early.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of lucky that you have something that can tell you that though. Because that's the weird thing about my thing is like, I'd gone to different specialists and some of them were like, oh, it's clearly on your EKG. And then some were like, we don't see it yet.
Nothing.
But the weird thing about Brugada too is that it can show up later in life. So it's so bizarre. And basically it's like genetic testing that tells you all this stuff, which is why
like, me too.
He's like, oh, it's okay, buddy. We can have heart conditions together.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
He's like, I get you. I understand you. Well, but yeah, it's just crazy. Because for a while I was like, okay, well, I don't want to talk about it a lot because I just don't know. Like the doctor's like, you have trace symptoms of it, but it doesn't show up until you die. Like, it's just kind of one of those things.
My gosh.
And so I didn't want to talk about it because I'm like, what is there? There's, I don't know what to say.
Well, and you don't want to manifest anything and put it out there and do all that.
Anxiety makes it worse. And
you should talk to the medium. Literally said to me, I was going through everything. I was like, how's his like allergies? How's his skin? And then she goes, you might want to check his upper back right molar.
She knew.
And I said, that's how he found out he has heart disease, because it was cracked. And she was like, yeah. She goes, he's not in pain. And I was like, it was wild.
Okay, I need to do this for my dog too.
She said he's like a very emotional support animal. Like, I feel like he feels we're talking about hearts right now.
I mean,
and
he
he's
just came in
like,
late on me when I was like, I have a heart condition. He's like, me too, friend.
Me too.
Cyber Monday just got smarter with Pura. Get 30% off curated sets and upgrade your home with app-controlled fragrance that looks as good as it smells. Choose from hundreds of premium scents and diffusers, mix and match your favorites, and set custom schedules right from your phone. With smart control and premium design, Pura makes every space feel elevated. But hurry, because these savings won't last long. Shop Pura.com now. Your home deserves it, and the deal ends soon.
This episode of Off the Vine is brought to you by Booking.com. Now, I've got to say, if you are looking to grow your vacation rental business, this is the place to be. Booking.com is one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world, and for good reason. Since 2010, they have helped over 1.8 billion vacation rental guests find places to stay. That's billion with a B. But here's the thing. Most vacation rental hosts don't even realize that they can list their properties on Booking.com. And if you're not on the platform, your rental is basically invisible to millions of Booking.com travelers worldwide. After all, they can't book what they can't see, right? But once you start listing on Booking.com, your property gets seen by a massive global audience of unique travelers. That means more visibility, more bookings, and more opportunities to accelerate the growth of your rental business. And it couldn't be any easier. You can register your property in as little as 15 minutes, and nearly half of hosts get their first booking within a week. So if your vacation rental isn't listed on Booking.com, it could be invisible to millions of travelers searching the platform. Don't miss out on consistent bookings and global reach. Head over to Booking.com and start your listing today. Get seen, get booked on Booking.com.
Not to like bring this whole podcast down. It's just like part of your story and everything, because
it is,
like you were saying, it's like on top of everything, your dad is battling cancer for the 5th time, and then your mom has a heart attack. You lost both sets of grandmothers. Like, all of this happened at once. And I want to know, because again, like I said, I just don't handle things very well, and I want to know and be inspired by other people who show up, which you do. How did you show up on stage navigating so much grief and pain?
I think weirdly, it helped. I think being able to step onto stage and just, when you're on stage and you're focused on that, you're distracted from everything else. So it's easy to kind of pour into that. And I'm an Enneagram 7, so I distract. That's how I cope usually.
Funny.
So when I'm not in therapy and journaling and forcing myself to feel it and understand it, distraction is kind of the best way to cope.
Yeah.
And so I think there were some nights that being on stage, even singing songs like my song It's Been a Year about my grandma, and if she had just passed away, I was like, this sucks. Like, this is really hard.
I feel like people probably feel it when you're singing it. Yeah,
they do. And I think that's also just the beauty of art. But you know, it's funny because you said you were good at compartmentalizing. I think I really am too, to where when I'm on stage, I'm a version of myself for sure. Yeah. But I'm able to kind of just like fully block it out and not allow it to affect me on stage.
Yeah.
Which arguably maybe isn't healthy when you're going through it.
Well, it's part of being a performer, I think. It's like, you know, it's why you are successful performers, because you can do that. And it probably does help, like you said, the distraction, but I just feel like your career is so demanding, like, and you show up for the other people too, which I think is beautiful. Like, these people are wanting to hear you sing and your vulnerable stories and everything. So I feel like you probably have a very vulnerable audience.
Yeah, I think I do. And I think we kind of all respect that we've been through some stuff. I mean, my favorite comments are at merch tables when people will come up to me and say, I was going through a tough time and I thought about taking my own life, and your song helped me to not do that. And I was going through a divorce of my husband of years, and your song helped me get through that. And so I think that to me, of course I want to have #1 songs and radio hits and all this stuff. But I think as you grow into this industry as an artist more and more, and you start to know your fan base and know yourself, yes, it'd mean a lot to me to have all of those things, but I think it means 10 times more to me to have an audience that actually gives a shit and cares and is ride or die because they relate to it, and like the music means something.
I feel like that's so good for longevity too, just to have that kind of community that cares about you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's important, and I would rather that than have a quick big
One-hit
fan
wonder.
base. Yeah. And then feel like, you know, they won't ride or die with me the way that I would ride or die for them. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Well, tell everybody where they can find you, and if you have a website or your music or merch or whatever you want.
All the things.
All the things.
It's honestly just Ashley Cooke with an E on the end. ASHLEY COOKE. And if you look that up, you probably can find everything you possibly could ever want.
Awesome.
So,
well, you've been through a lot, and you're very vulnerable and strong. And I just loved chatting with you today, and thank you for sharing it all.
thanks for sharing too. I think we got to really hang out and talk, and I got to hear a lot of your story too. So
I know. And now we can be friends.
I know. Let's do it.